beneficial. All our guys were able to get rested up, get some bumps and bruises taken care of, get their bodies healed a little bit to go into the second half of the season. And it was good for us as coaches to be able to go out and recruit and evaluate people to make our program better, because that's what we've got to continue to coach up the young men that we have here, but we've got to go out and continue to get better players. So, and the guys that fit into what we want and what we need here, that's probably the biggest thing that we got to be able to accomplish. And it's a lot better when you go out and visit with people face to face and ask the questions and see their expressions to whether they're telling you the truth or if they might be pulling the wool over your eyes a little bit. So all in all, that was pretty good. We're going to face a very talented team that, of course, we've had the opportunity to play here many times when I was here before. Tremendous amount of respect for USF and their program and the players that they have. And you know you're going to face a team that's fast, that's athletic, and has guys that can make plays. So, you know, those are the things that we're going to have to do, is to make sure that we eliminate, you know, those big plays against us. And then defensively, they're going to get up and load the box, and they're going to challenge it. And we got to find a way to, you know, win the one-on-one matchups and take advantage of some of the things that they do against us.
Randy, do you think the week off for the kids was more beneficial physically or mentally?
I would probably say it was both, Joe, because again, when you got a young team, and again, they've been going at it since August, and then, you know, August, September, 2.5 months, you know, I mean, their season's over in high school for the most part, you know, in terms of that. And so I thought it was good from a mental standpoint for them to get away. We worked Tuesday, lifted Wednesday, practiced Thursday, the coordinators here. So I think it was good for both parts, both mentally and physically.
You've gone against some really good quarterbacks this year. How do you rate Barnett, and how does he compare to the other ones you faced?
Well, I think he's a really good quarterback. I mean, he's an undefeated quarterback, so that tells you right there about him. But you know, he's a guy that you know, has experience, been around, seen it all, and again, knows where to go with the ball, and you know, keeps his poise. Last week, you know, they get down, and you don't see the guy panic, and they come back to beat Tulsa on the road. So again, you know, another one of those quarterbacks that we face who, you know, has the ability to lead his team and do the things to help him win.
During a bye week, do you take much time to evaluate? I know you're always evaluating, but just go back and look at some things that have gone on so far.
Yeah, you take a look at, you know, yourself, and you evaluate what do you think you can do to get better. I mean, our options are limited in terms of personnel, in terms of what we can do. You know, you look at, okay, maybe there's some freshmen that you might throw in this last half of the season to get a look at them, and give them some experience, you know, for next year. You know, schematically, there's things that you might tweak. You're not going to make wholesale changes. We believe in what we're doing. We just got to get our guys to do it a little bit better, and they have to be more comfortable doing it. So, yeah, you take a look at things, but you're not going to go and just. To me, I'm not. You know, other people might, but you know, I'm not going to panic or anything like that. I know what we're doing and where we're going and what we want to do. So we're just going to, you know, keep grinding away and keep doing the things necessary to get better. But we didn't try to reinvent the wheel here during the bye week.
Well, Randy, when you're evaluating how your team's doing, do you take into account how every single week, every team you're playing is just so good that do you take that into account in your evaluation?
Well, you look at all that, and again, I mean, we know where we are, especially, you know, defensively, you know, with all the young guys that we're playing. And we're playing against a lot of teams that are junior, senior oriented, which isn't a good matchup for you. But again, the thing that's happening is kids are working. You know, they're getting better. And again, they just got, you know, one of the things that we can't do all the things that we want to do. I mean, I can't just push a button and make them 15 pounds heavier, or make them bench press 40 pounds more, or squat 50 pounds more. you know, that's a process that we're going to have to continue to go through, and that's what we're doing. I mean, I don't know where it is going into this game, but I think after, like last week, well, the last time we played, I think we had the 6th toughest schedule, strength of schedule. I can imagine what it is right now. You know, so yeah, hey, it is what it is, but we're just going to continue to work and get better. And yeah, you understand those things, and you just keep, you know, like today, you see some of those kids are out there, they're working, they're trying to get better. You know, Ryan Carroll, you see him doing things and competing. You know, so like I said, that's all we can do is just keep coaching them up, keep helping them get better.
I know you would prefer to be redshirting more guys than you are, but for the guys who are playing, is there at least some benefit to like things that they could learn in the games that they wouldn't be able to learn just in practice or just in film?
Well, there's no question. I mean, anytime, you know, game speed is so much different than in practice because we don't have the speed on our team to emulate what you're going to see in the game, and yet we will. We don't have it yet. So again, for some of those guys, I think that was a rude awakening how fast the game is. So yeah, there's a tremendous amount of benefit for those guys because next year, as we continue to go, you know, games 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you know, they're used to it a little bit, you know. And now next year when they get into it, they'll be better prepared to do that. And that's why I said there's certain guys, you know, right now as I looked at the, you know, I keep a tally of who's played and who hasn't played, and you know, there's guys that have been shut down, and there's some guys that here in the next 6 weeks that maybe didn't play that, you know, will get an opportunity to play just so we can see them in live action, see how they respond, and then also give them an opportunity to see, you know, what it's really all about, and how much bigger, faster, stronger they got to get to be able to be a starter for us or be a contributor for us, you know, as we move forward.
Did the week off help your injury report at all? What's that status?
Murphy probably won't play this week because he had a knee coming from Memphis. He didn't do anything today. But like Santana, it helped him. Eddie Hahn, it helped his body. Really, I don't think other than Murph, I would expect to have everybody. I mean, Jeremy, you know, I don't know what happened. You know, I'll have to get from Bob a little bit later today what, you know, happened with him today. But you know, that could be a possibility. He might miss this week based on today. But no, the week off helped. And what we did, I mean, we ended up taking some guys last week and didn't even practice. You know, they didn't do anything. And they just basically shut down for the week. So, you know, I got with Bob and I asked Bob because, you know, I'm not the expert in that field. I just said, hey, who's the guys that you think we should? And Percy, we didn't do Percy last week. A couple other guys didn't do much at all. Eddie, so we kind of, you know, did some things to help those guys get back. So, you know, that was one of the things that we wanted to try to do as well.
I didn't see Shamel Lazarus on the field today.
Yeah, he got spiked the fever overnight, so Bob kept him away from everybody, so that's why he wasn't out there today. So usually what happens anytime somebody gets a fever, you know, we keep them away just in all the things that go around, and so that's what happened to him. I don't know if he'll be out there, you know, tomorrow or not. We'll wait to see.
Marche and Taj back, how much does it help to have guys that have a little bit of experience under their belt?
Well, I thought, well, Taj played one play last week and then, you know, came out, but 2 weeks ago. I thought he did some good things today. You know, we'll have to watch the film and see where they are at the end of the week. It's good that they're out there now, but now let's take a look to see how they progress again, you know, during the week. I think Taj is probably a little bit further along than Marche. But again, we'll evaluate that as the week continues to move forward and see what they might be able to do or what they might be able to contribute in the game plan, you know, on Saturday night.
Is Omar wearing 22? Is that just a practice thing, or is he going to wear that in the game?
No, he asked if he could wear it during practice today. We had the other day, Santana asked, so Santana's going to wear Eli's number this week, and I think as long as he wants to for the rest of the season, I think. But he came to me, Santana asked me, and I said I had no problem with that, you know, whatsoever. So Santana will be wearing number 22 this week.
Randy, can you just talk a little bit about that whole situation? Just you're on the road recruiting and you get a call that one of your players is ill. Just how difficult?
I really don't. I mean, other than because of respect to the family and the statement that was put out, you know, yesterday, I really don't want to talk anymore about other than what was said yesterday. But it is always a situation when, whether, and I've been to it before, not to the severity that it was before, but you know, I was on the plane and I got off the plane and I get a phone call from Tony. Tony told me what had taken place and, you know, what was going on and everything else, and then I was just getting updates throughout the day on Wednesday down in Maryland. And then as things transpired, I was supposed to be in Maryland or DC on Thursday, Pennsylvania Friday, and I just got on a flight right back on Thursday morning to get back here, and then went right to the hospital when I landed. And I mean, that's always, it's not a good phone, you don't like those kind of phone calls, and usually what happens is I've been well versed that when you're on the road and all of a sudden you're getting a phone call from a trainer or a doctor or even if it's your athletic director, usually it's not a good thing. And you know, then what you do is you just put things in motion to best help and comfort, you know, the family and you know, everyone else involved.
You know, when you start coaching, there's no class about how you handle what you had to handle with Jasper Howard. Run me through, it's going to be the 9th year anniversary coming up this week. What did you learn about yourself and going through that experience of having to be a leader for a team going through an unspeakable tragedy like that?
Well, I mean, to me, it's just take a humanistic approach. You know, you got to take a humanistic approach, and you got to take the approach that you got to be the strongest person going, because everybody's going to look to you as to, you know, how those situations are handled. And you know, we're very, very fortunate that we have outstanding people in our medical field and athletic training staff, Bob, and Tony and Caitlin, Dina, Dr. Cassiero, and all the other medical folks that we have here. So, but, and again, it's, and you just try to make sure that you comfort the family and let them know that you're there and doing things for them. It's just, I don't know, it's just something you just react and you do it. And like I said, you know, those situations are tough, but you know, I'm in a position where, you know, I have to, you know, be out in front and do those things, and like I said, do in terms of what's best for the family, most especially.
Eli's mom credited the assistant trainers with preventing a tragedy. Is there anything you can say about the job that they did?
What's that?
Eli's mom credited the assistant trainers with preventing something far worse last week. Is there anything you can say about the job they did last week and the job that they do for you guys?
It's phenomenal. You know, they did an absolutely phenomenal job. I think that I was told that from the time that Tony made the call to when they got the clot out, I think that was the fastest that particular surgeon has ever had that process happen. So, you know, I think it's, you know, it's very, it's astute of Eric Klein to recognize a symptom that happened, for him to tell Tony and Caitlin to do the things that they did.
Randy, from a skill set, what's one thing you want to see the offensive line improve on in the final 6 weeks?
You know, Joe, we still got to get a lot more physical. You know, I mean, we got guys who have ability, up front there, but we got to be a lot more physical. And they got to just believe in what they're doing and can't be hesitant in anything. And that's the biggest thing that I want to see is them, you know, coming off the ball and being physical and playing more downhill than what we've seen them, because they have the ability to do it. And I think they've communicated pretty well. But again, I want to see much more physical play out of them here in the next 6 weeks.
Does that apply to the defensive line as well, Randy, in terms of what you expect from them or
Well,
want from them?
you know, I think, you know, the one thing is, you know, I want the defensive line to get off the ball faster. You know, I mean, that's the thing I want to do. They're hindered because they're outmanned right now. I mean, they're not big enough and strong enough yet. I mean, we're playing with true freshmen and a redshirt freshman, and they're going against juniors and seniors, and they're outweighed. They're trying, but it's just, and then they're trying to learn the techniques. Some of these kids, they've never had to play these kinds of techniques. So, you know, them, I just want to continue to see them take strides forward of playing techniques. And yeah, we want to be more physical in all areas. And some of it is we're not big enough and strong enough to be physical enough. And against some of the people we're going against, and that kind of showed up a little bit against Memphis when we tried to tackle some people.
Randy, in regards to your recruiting last week, if I were a parent and you were in my kitchen and you were recruiting my son, I think the first thing I would ask you is, how close are you? Is my son going to play on a winning football team at UConn? How would you respond to the parents you talked to last week?
Well, I think we're close from the standpoint that, you know, we've got everything in place. Now what we got to do is continue to develop the young people. You know, if you want to have an opportunity to be able to come here and play, you know, early, and you want to get developed, and you want to do things the right way, and play a very good schedule, then come here. But if you're not willing to be held accountable, or you're not willing to work, or you want to take shortcuts, you know, it's not, you know, the way to go. People that we talk to, they see where we're going and what we're doing. You know, and we've done it before, and we'll do it again. You know, it's just that we have a long way to go yet. Because again, we got to put recruiting classes back to back, and that's what we have to do, and continue to develop guys. That's the biggest thing that we have to do, and we got to find those guys that fit. This is huge, man. Who fit what we're about. And I'm talking because there's some, you know, nowadays you got to, you know, recruit. Look at the parents. There's some parents I don't even want to have to deal with. We ain't got to recruit their son. I don't care how good they are. That's what it's gotten to now. You know, you got to really scrutinize the parents and what they're all about and everything else. And some of these parents are hurting their kids' opportunities to go to places. And so that's the thing that was good, and that's why I love to go out, because I want to ask those questions. You know, talk to those head coaches. Because you go out and sit down with them one-on-one, you know, and I've had some of them last week where I went. They said, Coach, stay away from him. And for one of the questions I asked, tell me about his parents. You know, tell me about him. You know, and there's a couple guys that got taken off our list because of that. So, you know, but as long as the young, and they are, the young men are willing to work and do the things that we want them to do, we'll be okay. But we got a lot of work to do, there's no doubt. I mean, it's just where we are. You know, and that's being transparent, which I try to be. Sometimes I get in trouble for it. You know, but then I would be true to myself if I'm not, you know, going to tell the truth, tell them how it is.
So when you say to a player out there, a high school kid, what you're about, what UConn is about, what's your thought right there? What do you say?
Well, if you want to, you know, if you want to become a better person, better student, better athlete, and you want to be held accountable, and you want to be pushed to the point where you're going to be the best in everything that you do, then, you know, come here. You know, if you want to be able to do what you want to do and be an individual and not be a good teammate, then, you know, go somewhere else. Very simple. You know, this isn't rocket science, but again, and in this sport, it takes more than 11 guys, 20, it takes a team. It takes a team, and it takes a number of people, which we don't have all that right now, with what we have to compete against each and every Saturday.
You have a pretty small senior class. How many scholarships?
You know, you don't know what kind of class we're recruiting.
I'm talking about this.
You know, you got to be careful when you start to assume. Because,
This senior class.
Let me give you a little lesson. When you assume, you make a, you know what? So don't assume that it's going to be a small class.
That's
Don't
what I'm
assume.
asking, how many, if you were going to guess a number of.
I'm not going to tell you what number, but I'm just going to tell you, don't assume that it's going to be a small class. I'm going to do what I have to do to try to get this thing right as quickly as I possibly can, but doing it the right way and doing it with the right people. Okay? I'll tell you that. So this class could be from here to here. But if I can find guys that can make us better, I'm not turning them down. And I'm not going to get into anything other than that. But don't assume that it's going to be a small class. Class could vary. It'll vary based on what our evaluation and the guys that we can get. But anything I can do to make our team better and bring people in that can make us better this year, I'm going to do it. Because I think that's the job that I'm charged with. And remember, nobody's guaranteed a fifth year. Nobody. We'll graduate our guys, and then that's the decisions you have to make as a head coach to make your team better. So, you know, fifth years aren't guaranteed. And that's why I tell the team every day, you're being evaluated every day. Everything that you do, you're being evaluated. And if you want to have that fifth year, you better show me that you really care and it's important to you. I mean, it's that simple. Because again, if we want to get to where we got to go, these are some of the tough decisions that are on my shoulders. And I relish that opportunity to be able to make those decisions. Because I owe it to this institution, I owe it to everybody on this team to put the best team I can together each and every year and bring the best kids in that fit what the institution has to offer academically, what we have to offer athletically, and what we believe in that it takes the type of person that we have to do to get back to where we had this program once before. We good? All right. See you.
Thank you.